Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, February 16th, and we are in the heart of tax time, boys. Good morning. How are you? Happy Friday.
Good morning. Happy Friday, too. Yes. Thank God it's the weekend, right?
Thank God it's the weekend. My email was going crazy. I was pulling LaPera from the early days of Chatter where we had 47 straight days of interruptions. Again, I'm rocking my Burko gear today. So thanks again to Tommy to my full attire. Looking good. LaPera, when are you going to grease the wheels of the host here? Huh? When am I going to get my LaPera gear?
I got you.
Okay.
I'll make you one at noon today.
I'll make you one specially just for you. I don't know if you want to rock the Anthony LaPera mortgage team.
I certainly do. I absolutely do.
All right.
Yes, right. People are going to start going, hey, Tony. I'm not going to answer. I'm just going to walk by and be like, wow, that guy stinks.
Tony Soprano.
But no, guys, I just want to talk today really to get into it on a Friday about taxes. Everyone knows we're in tax time. They got to get done. But when it comes to mortgages, our biggest issue, the toughest type of person to get approved for a mortgage, at least in my eyes, maybe you guys disagree, can be a self-employed borrower. We have to go off tax returns, and that can make things a little bit complicated because a lot of self-employed buyers or borrowers push that to their accountant. They really don't know what they make on paper. They've never had to really worry about what they make on paper. But unfortunately, when it comes to us and the mortgage, we do have to worry about what's on paper. And that causes a lot of problems. Mostly, I would say, because the lag of getting documentation of a pre-approved buyer until we get everything approval through underwriting. So really, it has to be, and Tom, I know you're a big advocate of this. If you're self-employed, you want to go look at a house. If you think you can go look at a house and call someone and get pre-approved in an hour, it's not going to happen. No. We're going to need way too many documents. You're probably not going to have all the documents. You're probably going to have to call your accountant.
Yeah. So when I'm dealing with a self-employed borrower, I don't mess around. I'm sure we all have been burned once or twice on a self-employed borrower telling us they've made this much when actually they did not give you their expenses for that. So I am a big advocate of I will not pre-approve any self-employed buyer or business owner without having the proper documentation and the tax returns. I feel like that is just protecting everybody involved in the transaction, realtor included, not wasting their time because we just don't know what they qualify for until you read the taxes. Because yes, a lot of times a restaurant owner, grocery store owner, some type of business owner, they made $1.5 million last year, but they also wrote off 1.45. So that only gives them $50,000 in income a year, which is about a little over $4,000 a month, which when we break it down, the qualifying from there, you got to know their DTI and everything else that is involved. So I am not pre-approving those buyers until I do have full tax returns.
And by the way, I got to teach us how you get that interactive background where you have just everything moving behind you there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I was like, it was just Bell.
It was just Bell.
Okay.
But the biggest thing, not all self-employed buyers or business owners are the same either, right, Anthony? It depends how they file taxes. They may just be a sole proprietor where we need one document. They may be a corporation where we need a whole other slew of documents. And that can open up a whole other can of worms when it comes to how much ownership you have. How long have you been in business? Because if you've been in business 5 years or more, we only need 1 year of returns. Less than 5 years, we need 2 years of returns. But it can get crazy out there, Anthony. Self-employed is a whole separate category, and it's why we're taking time to talk about it here.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, one of the great things about being self-employed is you can write off as much as you can, so that your taxes are less at tax time, which is great. But when you're applying for the mortgage, like you said, it throws in a whole different monkey wrench. So, if you're filing a Schedule C, we only need the Schedule C, and we need the tax returns for 2 years, though, to average that monthly income, to come up with that monthly average for you for qualifying. If you're filing K-1s and paying yourself a W-2, that's a whole different set, because then we need personal and business and all K-1s and schedules, and we need the W-2s so we can show the distribution information on your K-1s. But then we also have to show that your business is liquid and not at a loss, to support that income, going forward. So everything we do is based on the ability to repay the loan, based on government guidelines. So that's very important to have those in advance when you're getting pre-approved, not when you're at the house, looking at the house and saying, well, I'll send this to you later. It doesn't work.
Well, and I completely understand, as a real estate agent, you don't understand or care or know if someone's a W-2 employee or a self-employed employee, and why can some people be pre-approved in an instant and some people can't. And because you may not know that, don't wait to the last minute, and trust me, if I can pre-approve someone quickly, I want to. But if they tell me they have a certain sort of or source of income, and I have to document where that income comes from, if they don't have all of the documents readily available, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, and I hear it a lot too, talking to people, and they're like, yeah, they're fine. They should be easy to get pre-approved. They own this and that restaurant. And I'm like, we need to see everything, because that does not mean anything if they own a business. That doesn't mean you're rich. That doesn't mean you have a ton of income. That doesn't mean any of that. So we need to see the numbers and break it down and see where your monthly income is.
I mean, we have to think, I don't know if you guys ever watch National Geographic, but the bighorn sheep, I believe, where they're fighting, they're button heads, right? We got the accountants over here and we got the loan officers over here, and we just go at one another, because in all times other than when you need to purchase a home or have credit, being a good accountant means you're going to have your customer pay the least amount of tax dollars as possible. Unfortunately, when you go to buy a home or get credit, that is looked at as negatively, because we can only count the after tax or after expense income. So how many sole proprietors have we seen out there? They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then you get down in that extra box on the Schedule C, and boom, their expenses are almost all of their gross profit. And we can only use that after expense income. And
it happens more than you think.
And that person says, what do you mean? I didn't make $15,000 last year. And according to tax purposes, you did make that because you had expenses for your business. And that's a positive of being self-employed. You didn't have to pay taxes on a couple $100,000. You only had to pay taxes on a very small amount. But mortgage guidelines that we have to follow says we have to use that smaller income. Flip side on W-2 income, even if you pay yourself a W-2, we've fought this one. You've paid it for years and years and years, but if your business isn't showing liquidity, underwriting is going to say that they can't count that income. So it's just very important for us to review that. And if you do have a buyer that is a self-employed person or they own a business, just know that it's going to take a few days to get that pre-approval completed. Don't try to rush through and wait to the last minute, because there's just no way around it. Very few self-employed people are ready to go with all the documents at the time of pre-approval when they call us. And that just, we can get their personal information, but we can't calculate income until that happens.
Yeah. I mean, it could take us one day if they give us everything right away. It could take us 3 weeks if they fail to send us all their documents. It's very difficult to say how long a pre-approval will take for a self-employed business owner.
Yep. So the biggest advice is, if you're looking to buy a house, make sure you have your 2 years tax returns and schedules ready to get pre-approved before you go look at houses.
Everything. Like, you got to have them ready. It's just how the cookie crumbles when you're self-employed and you want to own a home. That's just how it works, at least when you're going through the secondary market in West Penn Financial. So hope we had a good convo. Hope that got everyone stirring here for the weekend. Good luck with everyone's open houses. Keep this market rolling.
Stay safe tonight. We're expecting 1 to 3 inches. So make sure you're home early with your fish fry fish sandwich.
Peas and peas.
Dude, thanks for reminding me, because
you almost ate bacon.
You know what? I probably would have ate something today. Yeah. So, yeah.
Go to your local fish fry. Support local today. Thank you.
Great way to end it. See you, fellas.
See you guys.